Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. How are you doing? We have a day full of entertainment today. Now, there was something that I missed as far as this MK situation, and I definitely am excited to cover it because that's hilarious. But anyways, no more delay. Let's go ahead and get it started.
You putting TTV in your game shows you've accomplished nothing in life. Nobody gives a fuck about your fucking stream. You're streaming to the void, bruh. Nobody gives two flying about you.
Yo, this is the same exact man complaining about people not watching his stream. Like, what is it? People don't care about them, but people don't care about you. Because you get real upset talking about people stealing your views when ain't nobody stealing your views. You just not gaining them. They just not watching. They just don't want to watch. But he calling other people nobodies. Yeah, that's crazy.
Nigga really cut on a console at the same time as me. Changed his username to a punk ass, broke ass, go live into the void, TTV or to play me in a video game.
But everybody ain't changing their name to play you. Now, what I will say, if it's an obvious name, a part of the troll squad, I mean, yeah, they changed the name to play you. Because, I mean, look at the title. Look at what it, certain names, you just know which ones are coming to play you. But if it's TTV or something more neutral, not specific to Salt getting banned or anything of that nature, nah, man, it ain't even like that, man. You just being paranoid.
You can't make this up, bro. Oh, I can't believe they crashed my game, bro.
What happened? You can't log in? Outstanding. Let's see. Maybe it's just that profile acted up. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's not IP banned. Let's see him check a few more.
I cannot believe they did this to my shit. Like, no game does this. They did something where like they just made it where I literally can't play MK on my console. It didn't even say the account was banned. That's the crazy thing about it.
Or they told you multiple times to stop quitting and playing like that. How many times that they gotta warn you to tell you stop playing the game like that? They already let you play it the way that you play it. You already play the game ugly as it is. You already give the name a bad. Damn, I said that all kinds of backwards. You already give the game a bad name as it is. Like I'm about to drop a mixtape or something. Anyways, but you're making it look bad as it is. They at that point, they were just kind of like, give me a reason. They know who you are. They're like, give me a reason. keep quitting. Give me a reason to ban you.
I just logged in one day and it doesn't work for anything. It just doesn't work at all. That's what I'm saying. These niggas are stupid as fuck. That's what it looks like when you get a hardware ban. That's what I'm saying. It's gotta be a hardware ban. Get that ass ban. Get that ass ban. Because we've tried everything, and this stupid ass stays fucking up.
Why don't you attach a screenshot like it said in the description and just let them know that the error report. They made an error of banning you off the game. Just go ahead and send that report in and see what they have to say back. Maybe they'll give you a reason of why.
Let me see if I got another random email I could use. The problem is I don't feel like hooking up my fucking pro, man. I really don't. All right, this is being stupid. It's just crazy how I can't play MK on any of these tags on this computer. These niggas, I'm the only person that gets viewers when I play Temu. Why would you console ban the guy?
You think they owe you something because a few people watch you to rage on the game? You don't translate the players, and even the players you translate to, they don't stay on the game. Don't you know about turnover rates? They don't stay on the game. Unlike if you're a ninja or somebody like that. Ninja, that sounds funny. Unlike if you're a ninja or somebody that brings people to the game and they stay on the game and they don't leave the game, and then because you're on the game, more players stay on the game, that would be different. They would actually probably pay you to promote the game. But even as far as the way you play the game, they're not impressed. They're not happy with it. They have to watch you play it like that, and you cost them money. So you acting like they owe you gratitude. Really, they looking at the way you playing it and kind of aggravated. Because you actually are costing themselves. And I could be wrong. It's all alleged. I'm not saying this is something they're looking at. I'm not saying this is something they're doing. But one thing that I will say that they're fed up with is the way that certain players are playing the game, bringing the experience for others, because it doesn't help their bottom line. And when the people with investments and all of that are looking at this, they're like, hey man, ain't nobody playing this game. This ain't looking too good. It's not looking like I'm gonna get my money back from this investment or this stock when this ER comes up. And then they're competing with all these other games that are coming out, which they ain't nobody about to be playing MK at all once all these new games come out. They already dropping too much fire back to back as it is, so they already struggling to compete. And then you got these other fighting games just like right around the corner. Oh nah, bro, they definitely not playing right now. The last thing they doing is playing with people, even though they didn't have the game fully done and needed to still ask if they should have been there day one. But hey, it is what it is.
3 Dan.
Niggas act like I'm Jeffrey Dahmer or something. Like I'm bringing viewers to your pussy ass game.
It's crazy. Like how can you how can you try to sound helpful for somebody and talk to somebody like that? Say, I'm trying to help your punk ass out. It's like, I'm sorry. What? Excuse me? Are you trying to say you trying to help me, or do you want to go outside and run the fade and throw these hands? Because I'm kind of confused at the notion here. You're saying you want to be helpful, but are you talking to me crazy? I don't like that. I don't like the way you're conversing. I don't like how you're talking to me. I feel like you got to pull one of these. And then whenever you catch him and be like, so could it be like you lost your mind?
Bro, who the fuck even still streams MK? Insane, bro. I never even got a reason as to why my original tag was banned anyway.
Again, throwing rocks and hiding your hands, man. Every single time. And they told you time and time again to stop. They actually already banned you and allowed you back on, and they were like, look, you just gonna keep on violating. So you know what, let's just ban it all the way around. And even me, I'm somebody to say, hey, you should be able to play it even how you want offline. But at the same time, when you keep just violating on the game, I can't necessarily argue, because they warned you not once, not twice, multiple times, kicked you off of it, and they just said enough is enough. Now again, he did pay for it. In all fairness, he should be able to play offline. As far as what you spend your money on, you should be able to play offline. I have to be fair, but as far as being banned on live, he should be banned on live and should not be able to play on live again on that profile, because the game's functionality is mandatory, not the live services. It's not an obligation. If they don't want to allow you to play with other people or play against other people because you specifically been violating the rules and you've been getting banned off of it, hey man, it is what it is. But it looked like they was really not playing. They said, man, I'm gonna ban your whole console.
It just doesn't make any sense. That's the crazy thing. How is it a policy? Let's just say if I'm yelling, let's just say if I'm talking to somebody in game. When do I usually talk? When somebody hops on a mic with me and stalks me. That's
what's crazy. This is Mortal Kombat. Now, I'm gonna say this. The last thing that I believe what they would ban you for is communication on the game. I could be wrong, but it's the same game where you do fatalities. I think their only line was quitting out of matches, messing up the live experience. As far as you talking trash, you could be muted. So I don't really think they would ban you over that, because some games will, but I don't like Mortal Kombat of all games. Like you literally finish people off. Pause. This sounds crazy. You know what I'm talking about. Fatalities.
Yeah, it doesn't work on any account. I'm gonna try it on every account. Watch this. They got game chat in the game. Yeah, I'm banned for using game chat in the game when I'm not the one that initiates it. All right, my Ethernet cord is unplugged. It usually doesn't make it past this screen. Damn, these guys IP ban me. Now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna Bro, how the fuck they gonna IP ban somebody that brings clout to their ass game?
How you gonna sit there and try to ban somebody who brings clout to your name, but you can't maintain the audience? That's crazy. See, Mortal Kombat doesn't need you. They just need to make a good product. You don't help Mortal Kombat. However, High Calcium actually helped you. Despite the fact that it was a troll channel. Anytime somebody has seen it, that was more eyes on you. But see, what you decided to do was like, man, I'm gonna be sure to get it banned or removed off. Even though I didn't post this content, even though I said I don't mind because my name is in more places, you said, nah, let me get it banned because I'm salty that I don't make as much as the troll when I told the troll to go do what the troll did, and now I'm a salty loser. Yeah, it be like that sometimes. And see, the difference between you and Mortal Kombat didn't ask for you to stream them. Mortal Kombat didn't say, hey, LCG, we need your help with being a big franchise. That's not how that went. Mortal Kombat was minding their business, and as they look at their servers, they're like, hey, people are quitting out of the matches, messing up the rank lobbies. So guess what they did? They were like, okay, well, we're gonna find a resolution for this so the people who do like it, they could play a game that they enjoy. But you personally helping Mortal Kombat, that's not even, I don't know where you got that from with all that layered gameplay you got going on, but that's definitely not, that did not make people want to play the game.
So, bro, it's literally somebody, it's definitely somebody in NetherRealm doing this on purpose. Wow. Now here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna exit the game and I'm gonna plug my Ethernet back in.
Bro, I ain't ever seen somebody go through such effort to play a game that they quote unquote don't even want to play or don't even like. But what I will say is this is some interesting content. So hey man, clap it up for him. This is a good watch. If nothing else, I am entertained, I'll say that.
And it's gonna show that I'm console banned. Guarantee it's somebody that fucking works there for sure.
Bruh.
These console, they IP banned me for nothing. For supporting their ass game. Now watch this. IP ban. Now you sit here and you watched me play this game a fuckload, support this game a fuckload, right? And when I cut on the game, am I not stalked by men?
No, you are not stalked by men on a video game that men predominantly play. You were interacting with your digital friends. your digital non-consensual friends that pop up in those lobbies and say things from time to time. What is wrong with me? Why can't I stop laughing at that? It shouldn't be that funny, but it is, and I do get a good laugh. But you know what, man?
Antonio.
If you want to see the rest of that, you know where it's at. Let's go ahead and move on to our next segment.
Call of Duty is using AI art now. That's how far things have gone. Not just art. Yeah, I mean, no. If the whole game was AI, it would probably be better. So it's probably not AI.
Here's the thing about the whole AI situation. It's not just about something being AI. The problem is the laziness. Everything, like, AI has been in the game forever. Because how do you think the game functions on its own? How do you think when you do things, NPCs do certain things, or they behave a certain type of way, or they respond a certain type of way based on what you're doing? Or, you know, but even a dungeon crawler is AI because everything changes every single run. The only time it's not is when it'll actually do the exact same thing every single time. Like, for example, what's not is like on Sonic, on Sega. Every time the exact same thing is going to happen every single time. The enemies are going to be in the exact same location, which is why speedrunners typically would speedrun those games that never change due to memorization. But when you're talking about a game where weapons change, the enemies change, depending on how you play the game changes, that's all AI.
Okay everyone, today's story is actually pretty damn big. So here's what's going on, right? Players are getting refunds for Call of Duty this year. And It's not because of the absurd campaign or some sort of matchmaking disaster. No, they are demanding their money back because they're finding the game is filled with AI-generated art.
As you should. Now, they're probably refunding it for a whole nother reason, but when I say you should refund it, it's because you are a $1 billion plus corporation. Y'all are so lazy and in such cash grab. You know what does work? That store. I promise you all the microtransactions work. I guarantee all those ads work. But for some reason, you can't spend the money on getting your game to function on its own. AI does all the work for you. All you have to do is literally clean it up and make it better. That it doesn't mean that it's supposed to do all the work for you. It just does the basic part for you, and then you go in and finish the rest. How lazy and cheap can you be to sit there and let it do the whole job and say, all right, cool, that'll work, boom. It's like that. You're clearly showing the difference between your modern control versus your classic. Y'all ain't putting in no classic work. Modern did the rest for you. All you got to do is complete the combo. Y'all ain't even completing the combo. Y'all ain't even just mashing one button. Y'all just saying, all right, cool, it's all modern, it should play itself now. What are we doing? We not gonna do no evasions. We ain't gonna do no blocks. We gonna stand there. We ain't even gonna push the buttons. We just gonna, I'll just cruise control. We expect it to play itself for us. That's how far y'all are taking this. You know, even on modern, you still got to push the button, right? You still got to block and reverse, right? You can't, it's not going to play itself. I mean, I know it's gotten a lot easier, but come on now. How far are y'all going to take this?
That was never mentioned in the marketing.
And then I forgot about that. They had these special editions, and this game was $70. Y'all charged $70 for some Midjourney. Y'all didn't even. It's crazy, but y'all kept paying it though. Are they wrong for assuming that you was gonna pay for it? I mean, they learned today, but I'm just saying, you gave them the impression that they didn't have to put no work in. Now, when me, TBH, Asmon, other creators, and other people who have been in the gaming space have been telling you, stop giving these people your money. You could talk all the trash all you want to. How many of y'all went out there and bought a Nintendo Switch 2? I get it. Everybody's not chronically online. But at the same time, if you're going to spend $500 on a device, the least you could do is your research on what a simple quick Google search will give you all the issues with whatever it is you're buying. And people aren't even doing that. Like, what we doing, man? And honestly, I don't think the only ones that should be taking this blow is Call of Duty. I think all of them should be taking this blow. If you release a partial game, I think at this point, y'all should hold them, because the thing is, they can release the game however they want to. If you dropping legacy characters on a game and you're trying to charge for them, there needs to be outrage, and there needs to be an uproar. And actually, there should be a mass demand of refunds, because they're leaving stuff out of the game. You're not giving me a full product. And I just think that should be an obligation. And why am I mentioning this? I'm bringing this up because you need to value your dollar more and stop talking trash. Let your money speak. If you truly are upset about what's going on, what's getting on your nerves, oh, you don't like if Netflix is doing this or all these shows or whatever your quarrel is or your issue, you need to vote with your dollar. But you can't keep talking trash to these people, and they got record-breaking earnings reports every quarter. That doesn't add up. At that point, your opinion they don't care about your opinion. They care about where your money goes.
What matters there is they're actually getting the refunds. But it's not just Call of Duty, because Ubisoft is also under fire. And that's because
what a surprise.
While we're talking about AI slop, right?
So we've got Activision and Ubisoft. Two of the you talk about gold standards of gaming. Well, these are the brown standards of gaming.
Right? The real problem isn't necessarily the output. It isn't necessarily the intents that people say. Really, we should start looking at what people actually do, and we should look at the process, because in reality, it's the management of these companies that are getting just as sloppy as the games. Alright, so this year's Call of Duty is once again full of generative AI slop, because whenever I think Call of Duty, I think of piss, filter, poisoned, Ghibli-adjacent fantasy art of some peasants impressing.
It's so obvious that it's AI generated too.
These fools in straight up Studio Ghibli, Vinland Saga. If you don't get they don't even look like it belongs to the same game. Like even if you were to put this on in some type of event, if you put this on any other game, like an adventure game or RPG where it's much more silly, like all these, Microsoft Game Pass games, it'd be like, oh, okay. You wouldn't bat an eye. Bro, you put this on Call of Duty? You put that on Call of Duty. How lazy can you be?
They do not give a. They totally phoned this in. They ran out of time making the art for it, and they just straight up AI generated the frames for the achievement things. This is in Call of Duty. Yeah, it's not even good AI art. Yeah, you can make good AI art, but this isn't even it. Like you did, a 5-year-old could have done this.
Guard by catching a catfish. Yeah, that's Call of Duty, all right.
Oh yeah.
And the images you're seeing right now are basically those of calling.
And also, why is it that they're in like a fantasy universe? Like these are like peasants in like a medieval era, with a knight's helmet.
And here's the thing: if it was something that was meant to be silly, I'd be like, okay. But that ain't typical of Call of Duty. Like if you just happen to have a silly one, that's one thing, but all of them like that, there's no excuse for it.
Why is this in Call of Duty if it's in a future with machine guns?
Cards. They're floating around social media
what is
in the wake
this?
of the Black Ops 7 launch. because people have looked at them and thought, oh my god, what the hell is this?
Unbelievably
It's
lazy,
weird,
yes.
tonally mismatched stuff that bears all the hallmarks of cheaply produced and barely reviewed generated art. And look, this isn't some blind see AI get really angry thing. No, sure, there's people who could probably do this stuff tastefully.
Yeah.
What actually matters is this is a huge set of games where it's not being done tastefully, and that's actually happening at scale.
And also it could be limited to like, okay, maybe it was just one thing where you did this. But the problem when you cut corners, especially as a billion-dollar corporation, it comes down to where else did you cut corners. It's not as simple as just these images where you did this. That means you did this in other places of the game. It'll be one thing if, I mean, you were just really grinding and you put out a solid game and then you just AI'd that. People wouldn't care as much. But that's not the problem. The problem is you just making the game like it don't matter. Like y'all acting like you making this game for free. Like you're not, like y'all ain't making no money making this game. That's the part that's crazy to me. And you guys aren't even creating anything. You're just literally doing copy paste assets. And I'm gonna say allegedly, but as far as from what I can see, you're not building anything from the ground up. You're not creating anything. It's already pretty much there. Most of this stuff is presets. Most of this stuff is already there. You don't even have to, you don't have to do much but clean it up. And you can't even do that.
Now, the funny thing about this with Call of Duty is that after the mess of Black Ops 6, audiences kind of expected this stuff, right? We all expected
Wow, look at that, guys.
the generic Steam AI disclosure thing. We all expected Activision responding to the news outlets, confirming something that they didn't do anything wrong and denying anything that they could have done wrong. And the reason why is actually because we've already had all of this happen this very year.
Yeah, with
It all
the
went
AI
down back in
generated stuff,
August,
right?
Where Associate Creative Director Miles Leslie told IGN that everything Gen AI that people saw in Black Ops 6 was there, quote, by accident, and that was never the intention.
So you telling me all the AI was in there by accident? Did you not review the game? So nobody reviewed the game. This didn't go through any kind of board of directors or nothing. Didn't nobody evaluated, viewed this, play tested this? Y'all, so y'all just said, you know what, bro, it's done. It's all good. You know, go ahead and push it out like a McDonald's cheeseburger. That's basically what y'all did. And you telling me it wasn't supposed to be, then why were you using it? If it was not supposed to be in the game, then why were you using it? Are you serious?
The claim that he makes is that these are basically just tools to help artists, but that the outputs are never to make it in-game.
They're not to replace, but they do not replace any fantastic team members. How long are they going to pussyfoot? This is the reason why China and these other countries are beating American companies. Because in America, they're too worried about being too efficient. They're worried, oh my God, wait, we can't use AI. People on Twitter don't agree with AI.
Because I'm the same way. I'm like, look, AI is going to be there. It's supposed to cut down the workload. However, it cannot replace the workers. Now, if they're replacing the workers and they're coming back with stuff like this, see, this is when you get punished for using AI, because not only were you trying to cut corners, you were trying to save money and you were trying to push out a product that somebody was paying for with you paying less. If you make the product like you half-assed it, you're going to be halfway paid. You're not going to get paid. You don't deserve to be paid. Release it for $29.99. Like, if you don't want to put the work in for the game, just don't charge full price. And I guarantee you, the people, they might have something to say about it, but they're like, well, you know, it was $29.99. So, I mean, I can't complain too much. They didn't charge that much for it. But you charge this like a full price game, and yet you half-stepping. What is that?
So instead of actually trying to make the game good, instead of trying to make a good product, no, instead of that, they're going around and getting upset and apologizing for it. Jesus, this is embarrassing.
That would mean that, say, our many-fingered zombie Santa friend was only meant to be a placeholder. Never should have shipped. You know, just a placeholder asset meant to sit there.
Exactly.
If you knew it was a placeholder, then why didn't you wait till you had the artist to complete all the art that needed to be done? That doesn't make any sense. So you're saying, oh, it was just a placeholder, and then they were supposed to go in there and it was for the artist. Well, if you knew this, then why did y'all ship the game out without the artist evaluating or looking over this? Why didn't you look at this? Y'all did not check this stuff. And that's what it comes down to, what you did. I'm gonna tell you what you did allegedly. You said, whatever, man, it's Call of Duty, they're gonna buy it, they buy it every year. and we ain't even, just don't even worry about it, bro. Just put it out like that. They're not even gonna notice. Y'all are so, you got your head so far in your butt that you honestly believe that people would just buy and take whatever. They would do that. When people have money, they tolerate that. We in the middle of a recession. Like, people are counting dollars now. There's all these great games on the way out. They are counting their dollars, and they're going to say, okay, you know what? You doing this, give me my money back, and I'm going to go ahead and get whatever other game that's coming out instead of this.
The vibe that the artists wanted until eventually a human could come in and replace it.
Yeah, that's fine.
Now, look, I'm happy enough to steelman this guy's position, and I'm all for artists having better tools and less drudgery in their job. But this keeps on happening, and I think that means we should be quite a bit more suspicious. So when
I bet that AI generation for video games is probably a lot farther along than you would imagine.
And not to cut them off, it's not a big deal. The AI in the game is not a big deal. The AI is supposed to lessen the workload because, see, they already work these people to the bone. So the AI is supposed to be used to cut down these people's workload, and then they can clean it up. Why isn't that being the situation that's taking place? Why are you firing people and only using AI? That's the issue. The AI is supposed to be for those people to keep their jobs, have more time to produce a better product. But from what I've heard, I'm going to say from what I've heard from all of these development studios, these people are getting worked to the bone, and especially with stuff being like live service and all that, they're getting worked around the clock like crazy and not even really getting paid like they're supposed to be getting paid. Just to get laid off, and then you get an AI tool, and instead of making their job easier to produce a better product faster, you're firing people. Now, here's the thing: if you were firing people and the products were actually better, then I'd be like, well, you know, they actually are producing a better product, so it makes sense because maybe they didn't need all these hands, or maybe all these people weren't working, or maybe these are some of these people posting TikToks playing around at work. I'd be like, okay, well, that makes sense. But when you come back with this is what you return with? Nah, man, that ain't it.
And I bet with many of these AAA games, there is more things that are generated with AI than you see. And I think that here's a good way to look at it, right? Do you really think that in a game where they've blatantly used AI and multiple other things, do you really think that the only times that they've used it, you can see it?
And that's the thing, a lot of games use it. A lot of games do. You like Hades uses it. Sworn uses it. Any dungeon crawler uses it. Any game where the enemy does something different, or they adjust to what you keep, if you keep doing the same move and then they change up how they play the game based on how you, Tekken has AI. Even the character, when you go to your training mode, that's AI, because it's adjusting to how you're playing the game. You can't keep hitting them with the same move. What do? They adjust. That's artificial intelligence. It's in there. But there's ethical AI, and then there's that. You know what I'm saying?
There's no way you could logically come to that conclusion, right? You would assume, obviously, some of the AI is good enough to where it blends in. So you're only seeing the worst offenders, because good AI is invisible.
Said it keeps happening. Obviously, that's
Exactly. And I want to point this out because I don't want to stretch it. You know, you get the point. We have this conversation almost every day, if not every few days, right? And I just want to bring up my point, like what I said before, even as far as with music and AI, right? There's a drastic difference between people who just use AI to try to produce something versus a producer who uses AI. If a Timbaland picks up AI, you ain't gonna be able to see him. He's gonna act a complete damn fool. You won't be able to beat somebody who knows the tool. Related to gaming, I forgot about this. Justin Wong used modern. This man was unstoppable with Geef. He was, even when people had modern, they could not see Wong when he was like, bro, this is not right. He was like, one button SPD. He was like, bro, I can do the grab with one button. I don't even gotta rotate. They couldn't beat him. You see what I'm saying? So just because the automatic tool is in your hands, it doesn't matter it's whose hands it's in. AI in an inexperienced hand is the same as a child using it. But if you put AI in a hand that has experience, it's a different ball game. And there's plenty of challenges on YouTube if you ever wonder about somebody with no experience versus somebody with experience. Because there was even one I used to watch. It was a filmmaker where he had like lesser quality camera and he was going against the red camera, the experienced filmer was more times than not, they were beating the newbies with the good cameras. Like it was, I don't think I've seen one where the newbie beat the experienced filmmaker with the lesser version of the camera. They didn't have all the extra tools, special zooms, automatic focus, none of that. They had the better project because they had the experience. So again, AI will streamline it. AI will do a lot of the work for you. But see, it's that little bit of extra of knowing what you're doing that shows the mastery. See what I mean? But if you kicked it with your boy this long, I appreciate you hanging with me. Links in the description below like always. And in the meanwhile, I'm out. Have a good one.